Hi everyone, I'm Catherine and we are coming live from the CS50 fair today at Yale. Here we are with two students. Would you like to introduce yourselves?
My name is Victoria Sher.
And I'm Alexia Akbai.
Yeah, and they're going to walk us through our project, which looks really exciting with their fish tank and all these materials.
Yeah, go for it. Sure. So we took the hardware track on the project and we used a Raspberry Pi, which is basically a microcontroller, and we linked it to an environmental sensor. In this case, we used dissolved oxygen. And what it does is the microcontroller will talk to the sensor, and we created a program that after every reading with the sensor, it's about 2-minute interval between each reading, the data will be sent up into the cloud or server that we're using, and then we use this available dashboard online to visualize all of the readings. And so here you can see that every 2 seconds you get a bit of fluctuation on the gauge, and then it's plotted below. We also embedded kind of a geo tracker for the sensor and a little bit of an educational video to explain why dissolved oxygen is important. And we're environmental health students at the public health school, and it's really important to collect data about our environment, so we wanted to kind of bring it into more of a technological terms, I guess. Yeah.
Maybe you can explain some the languages and tools that you use to create this?
So we work mostly in Python. This was our first time working with hardware ever. We started off with an Arduino and then went to a Raspberry Pi, and so learning how to work with the hardware was a big challenge, a really big learning curve for sure. And then within that, we worked with Jupyter Notebook, also wrote a Python file in there, and then we did a bit of JavaScript with the dashboard.
Okay, very nice. What would you say were some challenges that you encountered on this project?
The biggest thing, I think, was just the learning curve with the hardware, and we just found it really challenging. Just learning the syntax with everything, and even just figuring out how it flowed and where information was going at times. Yeah.
Yeah, it's especially difficult when you're working with other people's hardware and trying to make them compatible, because you have to learn the language that it was kind of coded in to begin with and dissect that and teach yourself the different ways that the data is taken care of within that hardware. So that was definitely a big barrier to implementation for us. Yeah.
Very cool. And so where did the idea come from? Is this one of your fishes?
This is Alexia's fish.
This is my fish. His name is Rue. And as I kind of mentioned earlier, we are environmental health students, and a lot of times we have a lot of difficulty getting data from the environment, and we've heard a lot about IoT, so this is like an IoT sensor, and so it would be great if you could just kind of have these sensors set up everywhere or in places of interest to track how the environment's changing and how that could be affecting our health or the environment itself. So we hope to see this kind of expand as a possibility.
Okay, thank you so much. Do you have any final takeaways from the project?
It was a really great learning experience. I really liked working with Alexia and just had a lot of fun kind of taking this idea from start to finish, and actually seeing it work was really rewarding.
Okay. Thank you guys so much. And I'm Catherine, and this was CS50.